about NANS Afroprenuership Summit supporting the youth in agriculture. And in the studio this morning, we have Comrade Solomon Chukadibia, Director of Agriculture, NANS, Anambra State. But before we begin to introduce our guests, let me quickly announce the presence of my co-anchor, Chidima Oranwa. Chidima, agriculture seems to be a thing that I'm passionate about. I guess the young man Solomon here will be able to delve into so many things, you understand, because it concerns all of us.
Well, of course, it concerns all of us, especially in Anambra State where we are talking about Ubazona, because a whole lot of people will come and tell you that they don't have land or where they can, till the land and put, even if it's vegetables there. But we've talked about Ubazona, and you can also plant in silos, in bags. So bags. Nobody have any excuse this time around. And when we are looking for another means of generating revenue in the country, I think we should be thinking about agriculture. Let's not depend so much on oil and all that. So that's why we are here today to talk about NANS Agroprenuership Summit and also supporting the youth in agriculture. You know, most youths, they shy away from agriculture. They will tell you it's a dirty stuff. But now we have value chains. We have where youth can actually fit in and make money
some good money. When I talk about money, we're talking about hard-earned money. You understand?
Dollars. Now, yes, you understand?
Quickly, Solomon, please, can you just delve in and tell us a little bit about what we're talking about?
Okay, that's Comrade Solomon Chukadibia, Director of Agriculture, NANS, Anambra State. Glad to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you, man. Good morning.
Okay, you're welcome. This one you're smiling like this. I mean, you drank tea this morning before coming.
Yeah.
Okay. It's written all over you.
The weather is good.
Yeah, all right, you're welcome to the show. So, my co-anchor asked the question. So.
Yeah, just give us an overview of what your program is all about. Being the Director of NANS Agriculture, Anambra State.
Yeah, our program, NANS Summit on Agriculture, that is empowering the youth and supporting the youth. You know, a lot of students don't know the importance of agriculture. Some of them think that agriculture is the things of the old days or things that is hard. But in nature, agriculture is very simple. And with less money, you can venture into agriculture. There is a lot of opportunity there. You can be a supplier. You can also partner with big companies to market their products.
Okay, now talking about the value chain.
Yeah, the value chain.
Not just, those days we think it's just carrying machete and, hose to the farm. That's what agriculture is all about. Is that the reason why the youth shy away from, being part of agriculture?
Yes. Youth shy away from agriculture because they think it's a thing for old men. Maybe something that we dirty them, go back to village. But that is not the initial. So this is our program actually. We have to encourage the students to understand that agriculture, you can venture into many other aspects of it. Yes.
Okay, apart from the summit, apart from this Agroprenuership Summit that you're organizing, let's just talk about agriculture as it concerns now, because you're the Director of Agriculture, NANS, Anambra State chapter. So what other activity or what have you put in place to say that agriculture is made attractive to youths? Because we are talking about youth, and I know that NANS constitutes of a lot of youths, and these are people that they are still energetic. They still have so many ideas, in their brains, and they really want to do things differently from how our fathers did. So in what ways are you people trying to make agriculture attractive to these young people so that they can participate fully?
Yeah, you have this program is not the first time anyway. And after each of the program, we try to organize some students in agricultural department, empower them with maybe fertilizer and all these hybrid seeds, and encourage them to plant them. And you see, some of them are now into a lot of production of all these hybrid seed, cucumber. Then also we are empowered and encourage them, connect them with some companies that are into agrochemicals. They can be their agent. If you are supplying agrochemical, you get 100 naira per carton is something. If you supply 50 carton, you know what you go home with. So we encourage them on that. We partner with a lot of companies in this program. after the program, they can say, okay, this person, if you're interested, you can come register as our partner or our distributor in social state. So with that, if you are their distributor, you can supply their product, make your own gain.
It's like you guys don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of real agriculture.
No.
You're just talking about the value chain aspect
No,
of it.
we are.
Does it mean that you guys don't have the real-time farmers?
We have the
like
right.
when you plant, then you guys, your organization will now have off-takers that will come and buy everything these students plant.
NANS as an organization, we have our own farm at Unizik.
Okay.
We are partnered with the business, Unizik Business School, and then their business department. They give us a land where we cultivate maize. Then we give...
Apart from maize, what other crops?
Cassava.
Okay.
We cultivate cassava because this is the most simple one. As a student, you need to do something that will give you time for your lecture also. So this maize and cassava is the simplest one we can do as a student. So we also have some of our members into all these vegetable, cucumber and green peppers. So we have people that are into it, and we as a body also are into cultivation of maize. We have farm at Unizik inside school. Then we also have at Ebarem where we cultivate cassava. That is it.
Okay, so now, NANS, is it just that Unizik or the people what about the people in the, what do you call it, department? You have Department of Agriculture?
Yes.
Yes, so is it only the people in the Department of Agriculture, or it's all encompassing? If you just want to be part of the agriculture, section of NANS, that you just come and tell and maybe register with your people? How do you do that?
Every student is member of NANS. Every
yes,
student.
I know, I'm sure.
So me, I'm not in the Department of Agriculture, but I have the interest. So I say I will have the. So a lot of people that are interested in this, you can queue in so far as you're a student or a youth. You can say, okay, I'm interested in this. I want to participate, or I want to be a member of that agro program of the NANS. You can come in. We can encourage you, and then if there's any opportunity, or if you have a farm and you want us to at least source for income to sponsor it, we can do it.
Okay, now you're talking about NANS, every student being a member of NANS. Is it a cooperative land you guys are managing, or individual students are apportioned a certain piece of land so that they said collectively people can work, but when a community feeds a goat, the goat tends to go hungry. So tell me, let's get to know about it.
How we do this thing now is that NANS farm, we have it as a cooperative.
Okay.
That is, we registered a cooperative as a younger growth dealers and farmers. So that cooperative now have the farm. So now, what we do is that we members, we share the labor. That maybe you have to take care of this. This person will take care of the fertilizer. This person will take care of the weeding. So with that, it will be easier. That cooperative, you have about 50 people interested. Okay. So these 50 people are now the member, but we are still encouraging people to join. Then in that cooperative, we also have some members that are into agro supply, that is fertilizer supply, chemical supplies, and then seeding. So this group now, we connect them with dealers. That is those people that produce fertilizer. We connect some people with producer of fertilizer. They are their key marketer and supplier. So that is it.
So how profitable has it been so far since you started this year of farming, and also the value chain? Because you've made mention of a whole lot, those people that are packaging and selling and all that. Now, as a corporate body, as a cooperative, how profitable has it been? And then on individual basis, because just like you said, you're not in the Department of Agriculture, but yet you have interest, and that's why you are actually the head, yeah? You are heading this particular section. So now, how has it been so far? And what is even your drive? What actually made you to? I mean, because you find it difficult these days to see young people that are so interested in agriculture. So tell us really, what's your drive, and then how profitable has it been so far?
Yeah, it's been, for me now, I have my own personal company, Vicky Agro Service Limited. I deal on fertilizer production. Through this NANS give me the opportunity that I go into training of production of NPK fertilizer, so I can do it myself. I do it now. I have a sub-branch here in Anambra State. So a lot of us have gained from it. A lot of us. The NANS chairman, who is Nekechibike, is also into agro business. So a lot of us have been benefiting from this thing. We started this since 2001, and a lot of us have excelled in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you guys harvest your crops, is it to the open market or to the university community?
It's to the open market, and this summit also you give the student opportunity to come also market their product in this program. Our product is always to the open market, not just to the...
How big is your farm to accommodate the open market? Because I really don't understand. Yeah, I really need to know, because the Unizik community, it's a town of its own.
Yes.
You understand? And I believe that whatever thing that you guys cultivate there will be first interest in servicing that community before you begin to think about outside community.
For Unizik now, we have about 2 hectares. Then at Anambra, we have 5 hectares of cassava. And this cassava, we actually sell it to the open market, because the process, we will not have time to come and start the process of this Gary process. So we sell it direct from the farm to some interest company that will come and buy from the farm.
Okay, that's better.
Let's quickly move away from just our locality, the community, Unizik community. Let's look at holistically what are the benefits of agriculture to us as a nation. We have depended so much of oil. In our introduction, we are talking about how we can diversify our economy. And when you look at it, you notice that our forefathers they really depended on agriculture. That was the way we actually generated our revenue that we used to run our nation. But now, since the discovery of oil, it seems nobody wants to soil his or her hands again with dirty sand and all that. But then again, let's talk about the importance of agriculture if we embrace it. How we embrace the oil and all that, and we start doing a whole lot of things. Because now we are talking about the youths. Youths are the most energetic when you look at the classes of people. We have the older ones and all that. So what actually is the importance of agriculture? And now this your farm in Unizik and Iwariam. If you expand it and start thinking big, maybe to put in other crops apart from the cassava you mentioned and all that, how will it enhance or help the economy of our nation?
There is a lot of opportunity in agriculture. Some countries lack this thing. Like if we, as a nation, start exporting our agro product, there will be a benefit from every person, both from the laborers to the last person, because agriculture as a whole have a lot of angles and value chains. For example, we are into Gary process. After processing, you package it and export. Some countries need it. You gain a lot from it. You're into seedry, you can cultivate vegetable, all these green peppers, you can export it. Through this export, the country will get their own tax from you. And you, as a person, you have people that will be paying. There will be more employment opportunity. A lot of youth will be out from street. So there is a lot of benefit from agriculture, this thing. And exporting agro product is more easier than exporting anything, because I think now if you are to export agro product, there will be less tax for you, that from the customer or whatever, because they encourage people to export our agro services.
Okay, so some of these products that, some of these agro products that you export, you know that they must meet the international standard. So how do you ensure that?
How we ensure that is this. Let's say, for example, now I'm into fertilizer branding.
Okay.
I know the standard of the product. Even if I'm producing it locally, I have to know what I will have to mix to get it to the standard. So once you do that and you go for it, that is once you brand it to that standard locally without even having any machine, but you know the quantity of what you will have to mix. So it's about the person doing it. If you are actually giving your time to do what you want to do.
Okay, Comrade Solomon, the one you're the one anchoring the NANS Agro Summit for Anambra State. Yes. That's UNISIC. Is it just limited to UNISIC, or is it something that we have other chapters in other universities?
No,
and tell us how far other universities have gone. Are you guys doing catch up, or you guys are setting the pace?
Actually, this thing is that is, you have any institution in Anambra State is coming. I have a meeting with the ISUG and also the president of any department of agriculture in all the school in Anambra State.
What about outside Anambra State?
No, we are only doing for our own state because this is non-JJC, Anambra State chapter.
Okay.
So we are doing for Anambra State. So all the institutions in Anambra State is captured in this program. All of them are coming at least, or each institution is getting 50 members to participate.
Which institution? Can you just quickly...
Anambra State University, Warren Campus, Oko Polytechnic, this Mbapu Polytechnic. Okay. Then Munze is coming also. Technical is coming.
Okay. Yes. So you guys are coming and you guys are planting the same cassava and maize.
No, if this summit now, we have opportunity for other students that are planting vegetable to come also showcase. They have stands. Each student has stands. For that, any student that have agricultural product have a stand that he will showcase his product or her product at that event.
So when is the event coming up?
The event is coming up on Friday 26th of this month. That is May.
Okay. Where?
At UNISIC Auditorium.
Okay, now, apart from the main having stands and people showcasing probably what they are into, what they have been producing, what else is the takeaway from this? Because I know a whole lot of people want to come and see for themselves. You said it's not the first time, but of course, you know, I know that this one will be better than the one you organized the previous year. So what is going to, you know, make this particular one thick? And then what are the people that you are expecting, like just, I'm not talking about the people that will showcase, the visitors, the people that you invited, invitees, what should they be expecting? And people like me that might just decide to step in and come and learn one or two, what am I expecting to take away from this summit? Yeah,
from this summit, you have key speakers that will talk more on agriculture, the value chain. Also, we have empowerment opportunity for any student that need like we have a budget of giving out 5 kg fertilizer to all the participants, or at least 50% of the participants that need the product.
Okay. All right, quickly, we are going to take a short break now. Remember, we are looking at NANS Agroprenuership Summit. They are supporting the youth in agriculture. So right now, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here in the studio. Please don't go anywhere.
What we can do to encourage the youth in agriculture is what? First of all, we are going to provide for them. I tell you that the agriculture, sometimes people think that agriculture is just an ordinary something or job that is left for less privilege. But we are encouraging, telling them that if most of the youth are engaged in agriculture, it will help in the productions of the food. Most especially now that we have mechanized farming, it will help because it's not the way of using the local implements. The person might be working and the other person are now working using tractor and tractors to get more food, because it will now help them, because so that they will discouraging, so that they will not know, they will not think that is the other primitive that we are now using, and in this case now, if we have a lot of foods, it will help us to stabilize the country.
And I have friends who are into agriculture, even in the small scale right now. They're trying to do a little bit of it, starting from maybe coming in partnership with themselves, raising some kind of capital to start from rice farming, because the country doesn't help you right now as an average youth to be able to acquire lands and the big machines and everything. So youths are doing the ones they can in the small scale, and I think the government can actually come in. I remember when they did this Fadama project some time ago. Yeah, I think my mom was a beneficiary then. It helped women do some kind of farming, animal farming basically. So I feel like the government can come in with this Millennium Development Goals that Peter B. normally talks about. Yeah, they can come in, help youth who want to get into agriculture. I'm so much interested in it. I'm actually doing it right now in the small scale. So government can come in, maybe come around, you bring your ideas, how do you want to do this, check if you're serious, give you some help, some capital, encourage you from time to time, and create an enabling market for exports.
The olden model of agriculture is just carry hold to the farm. Now it's no longer that way. That's why I said digitalize agriculture. So what we need to do is to first of all create such awareness. If we have such awareness that agriculture is no longer when you carry home and cutlass to the farm. No. There are mechanizations, machines you can use to do that. And again, encourage them and banks to grant them loan, sort of CBN. There is what they call Anchor Borrowers Program. In this Anchor Borrowers Program, they encourage you to have access to the loan. Then the amount that is required for you to have, maybe if it is rice farming, if it is maize farming, then they will supply you all those things. That is the seedlings, they will give it to you, and at the end of it they will come again and buy it from you, and then they outsource those that needs it. Then so as long as you harvest it, at the end of it, those people that have outsourced, they will come again and buy it, then you have your money. So something like this, not many users are aware of it. You understand me? So we need to encourage them.
I believe agriculture is one basic necessity I will place in life, and I feel the position of government, there should actually be a form of a sensitization, one, and then the next step is to create support for persons that are willing to go into this agriculture, because most at times a lot of persons have ample idea, we have a lot of idea to put in place, but then we need support on this form of agriculture. So I guess the government have a major role to play on that.
You're welcome back to the show. I say good morning, Anambra. We are talking about NANS Agroprenuership Summit. All right, we've been joined by other two guests right here in the studio this morning. We have Comrade Chibuikem Nneke. He is the chairman, NANS, Anambra State. Glad to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning. Yeah. Good morning, Anambra.
We also have with us Comrade Christian Ozochukwu. He is the coordinator, NANS Cooperative and chairman, Summit Planning Committee. You're welcome.
Good morning.
So we have two chairmen seated right here with us in different capacities. Okay, glad to have you on the show. Just like we said, we've been talking about NANS Agroprenuership, and we talked about the summit so far. But then again, because we have a new guest, the other one just left, Comrade Solomon, let's talk about agriculture in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, in your community, because we see that as a community. Let's talk about agriculture in your community, how far you have gone. Yes, Solomon told us a whole lot when it comes to the land that you have, how the cultivation has been going on. But we want to hear from you. You are the chairman of NANS in Anambra State, and of course, you're part of this UNIZIC community. Now, okay, we'll start with him, all right? Let's start with Comrade Christian, also the chairman planning committee of this summit. Let's talk about agriculture. How has it been for you? What are the challenges that you have faced so far? Yes, you've started cultivating. He said that you're planting corns and cassava only. But then we know that sometimes you might just go to the farm, you plant, and at the end of the day, you will not even harvest what you planted. So what have been challenges so far in the course of you trying to, develop agriculture?
Thank you very much. And once again, good morning, Anambra. Agriculture, as we all know, is a very essential and important aspect of this Project 200 administration of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Charles Okochukwu. And he's given a lot of support to the Faculty of Agriculture in Anambra University. Of course, we know that we just located to Ifitobari, and there I can tell you that we are doing a whole lot there. He provided the tractors, the machines that we need there, and our 400 level and 500 level students are there. So even in the main campus here, we do a lot. Just like the former guest said, we got a space in UNIZIC as NANS to grow crops, just like I said, cassava and corn. Then rice will come up later. Now, majorly UNIZIC has been at the forefront of putting students to say that this is the way to go. It's no longer agriculture, it's no longer oil, it's no longer a white-collar job. Many students are feeding themselves. We have a student who is a former president of the faculty, Comrade Stephen. He came up with a cooperative, food soldier. What that means, these are food soldiers that we take the battle and say, okay, we are going to make sure that students engage in agriculture. And he's been doing well, like doing very, very well. So NANS, we are coming to a kind of bring students together to see that, to buttress the point that these people have made. I was once faculty president of agriculture. I just handed over in January. And I have a farm. I do poultry farm, I do cassava farm, I do corn farm. These are the things that I'm not employed. I just graduated and I'm living fine, I'm feeling fine. I don't need to call my parents and say I need money and all that.
I hope you came with some of your produce.
No, on a very good time we'll bring it in. So agriculture, UNIZIC has been doing very well.
Okay.
If you come to UNIZIC, we even have a UNIZIC as a farmers association. Right. Where students who are in agriculture, you have your own farm, you join and
wow, that's impressive. All right, we listened to the people we interviewed out there. Somebody said that the youth actually need support for them to prosper in agriculture. Yes, we know a whole lot of people, youth now are interested in agriculture, but some people, they are incapacitated due to the fact that they don't even have the resources, or probably the people that want to cultivate, they don't have the land and the training to start all this. So have you, as a NANA president, right, okay, in Anambra State, have you people gathered enough support, or do you still need the support? And in what area do you think that this support can come in so that you can develop agriculture so well in NANS?
Okay, thank you so very much. NANS as a body, I'm the chairman of National Association of Nigerian Students Joint Campus Council, which comprises of all the whole campuses in Anambra State, although I'm from Ibadan. So we have done our best to secure land. The challenges we are having as youth in agriculture is logistical support, fund, and land, because we don't have the money to acquire those lands. But now, as a body, we have applied to the schools to give up, because if you go to UNIZIC, Ibadan, and some schools, you will see a whole vast of land, even Umunze. So we have written to the school management to lease lands for us so that we can use this land, because our cooperative, if you want to, we'll give you one portion you cultivate, and that it will be our exhibition center. Then we also met with the Ministry of Youth, the, what is it called now? The volunteer agency, which they have enough vast of land in the Baram settlement, which is my community. So we have gone there. Even I'm in communion with our President General, the President General of Ibadan, because they have enough land there so that if they give it to us on lease, because if you are passing there, you see bushes everywhere. But if we have access to land, then financial and logistical support, then agro input, because to buy fertilizer now is at the high side. But if the government or the philanthropists or well-to-do in agricultural sector support us, the youth, I believe we can do better. Even those that have farms and those big agro ventures, it is the youth that are working for them. Like the one at Ibadan, Dell Farm by Dr. Clems Ngobo. We've gone there to analyze and to know how we key into those big ventures. Like the Seaman Group, they have their own ventures, producing eggs and chicks. Even that of Dumo Egg in Amobia. These are people we have met to seek for support. And, for them to give us the thing, we will do that and we will refund them. If it is on loan, then if it's on grant, then we will do that because we are the youth and we have the energy to go do that. Gone are the days when agriculture are being left for the aged and the timid. They see it as the poor. It is only the poor that go into agriculture. No, but because if you check, those big men that we see today, many of them are into agriculture. And this program that we are planning for this Agri Summit, this is the second time we are doing it. We did it last 2 years when I was the secretary, NANS, Anambra. So, yes, I was the secretary last 2 years, my first time. So now I am the chairman. So I believe that with this, our second trial, we'll do better because we are just trying to harness the potentials of our youth that are into agriculture, especially this time because I'm a born and brought up in the farm, in the Barrier Farm Settlement. That's where I was, brought up. So I'm a farmer by birth. Even my parents, the business we are doing is agriculture. We are the major distributors of agro input in our Oka South local government, Upper Dike Agrochemical. So if we can get all the support we need with our energy and tenacity, I believe we can achieve more and do better in agricultural sector. Thank you.
I must comment what you guys are really doing, you understand, trying to make sure that Nigeria is self-reliant when it has to do with feeding itself, you understand. But when you were talking about your challenges and everything, seeking assistance and everything, I believe in no time that assistance will definitely come.
Yes.
The more you guys keep on doing and don't relent in what you're doing, that challenge will, that success, that breakthrough will come in. But now what I'm trying to say in essence is that in our society, I don't think there is enough message being passed on to our youth because a lot of youth are still waiting, just like he said, on white-collar jobs. But if you get more of your youth, the student, Solomon said is not even agric-related in his study, but is into it. If you get more youth into this thing, I believe with time, what you're seeking will definitely come into force. So what effort are you guys doing? Because you said something about 50, that you guys just have only 50 members in a particular school to spearhead this thing. Don't you think that number is rather too small in order to get this thing moving in the right direction? Okay.
That's why we are organizing this summit, to get all hands on deck. Okay. Our multipurpose cooperative will be launched at the summit. So that's why we are writing to the whole institution, because most of our schools has agri departments. With those people studying agri, there are some people that are not into studying agri, but they are interested in agriculture. So after this program now, the program continues. It is not a one-day program because we hope to continue it after that day of the summit because we have exhibition, we have mentorship, then we have skill acquisition. Like the previous administration do train people on how to breed all those things, and at the end, they will give them those input. Like the one I participated by the previous administration. They gave us battery cage, and gave us day-old chicks and feed. I was involved in them. So now they're giving out seedlings like coconut and all those things. We have applied for all those things, and hopefully we'll get them through the Ministry of Agriculture, both federal and state, because we are working with them in this project. The Commissioner for Agriculture, who is aware of this program, and we are partnering with them, even the Federal Ministry of Agric. Then also we are working with the Business Ventures, UNIZIC, to make sure that we do enough sensitization. Because after this program now, we'll go back to the campuses, because NANS is returning back to the campus. Gone are the days when they say NANS are not for students, because that's the normal saying that it is only, but now I'm a student and the students are taking ownership of this structure. So we believe that with what we are doing, that we'll gain that enough awareness and sensitization, and everybody will key in. Thank you.
I'm glad to know that you are doing a whole lot. I mean, individually for yourself, just like you said, you are a born agriculturist, and then you talked about your own farm and all that. But then again, let's talk as a collective body. NANS, you said already that you have land, especially right here in Anambra University and also Ibarem, where you're cultivating corn and also cassava. Now, do you also have intention? You mentioned rice when you were saying something, but so apart from this one, do you have intentions of expanding your produce at the end of the day? Because I know, Solomon said that you people are still students, so most times you don't really have time to, combine your studies and that. But do you have the intention, especially you people in agriculture department, do you have intention of expanding your produce? I mean, producing or planting more?
Yes, the essence of business or going into business is profit and expansion, in as much as we're trying to get people involved. First of all, the essence of this program is to sensitize students, bring students together, to tell them that this is what we need to do. Then when that is done, you train, you retrain, you equip them, you mentor them. Equipping them is where we give them seedlings. Then mentoring them is making sure that they are really utilizing that seedling and those perhaps grants or loans that they got. Then while doing that, we start from somewhere. They start small, gradually, just like he mentioned. This program was held last 2021, last administration, and we are trying as much as we can to see that the program continues. And if the program continues and we get the necessary support, why not? Expansion is inevitable.
So very soon we'll seeing your NANS products.
Yes. Like, agriculture is a value chain. Yes, no. We have the intention because now agriculture has a value chain, which they have crop production, livestock, then processing and agro-business. Some of us are already into agro-business. Then in the crop production, that is where we are now. But we have intention of going into livestock, fishery and aquaculture, precise, because we have met one of our mentors in that aspect, even processing, because we are working with Naira Rice now for those that are interested in processing and rice milling. So it is a value chain, and we have to take it gradually, step by step. But a journey of Tarzan might begins with a step. Like I was talking with the AFAN, All Farmers Association. They want to go into oil production, packaging, bottling of red oil and palm oil. So we are talking the other day when I went to meet them for this program. So I was telling them, okay, no problem, that we will partner with them. NANS will partner with AFAN because there in Ibarem we have a whole lot of palm plantation, even at Unizik. And if we play our cards well, we'll have to, get those palm fruit fresh from the farm, which we are working to facilitate on. Yes. Okay. Now, so
you are part of the executive of NANS, and I see how passionate you are about this project. Now, I hope the people that are coming after you will also take this project so passionately. Handle it. Are you sure that you're training people that will take over from you and also handle? Because it will be sad that when you grow this and maybe when you leave the picture, probably you will leave Oka and go some other place, maybe because of work or something else. That's when you come back, you see that what you've done, nobody took it to another level. It's still there, or it's no longer there at all again.
The thing here is, last administration started this program, this project, NANS Agro Summit. And he was the secretary then. I was the chairman planning committee because I'm the host university, the faculty president.
Chairman planning committee again.
Yes.
Okay.
And also the chairman, cooperative chairman.
Okay.
Cooperative
so
society.
Then I was the faculty president. We started somewhere. If you had opportunity of witnessing the program, you see that the program it was not as publicized as this one is. And we hope that the next coming administration will still continue the project and it will be better than what we are doing now. Okay. Now, in agriculture, we have processing. I studied food science. So that is why when we were talking about food chain, people produce. The person that produces is not the person that processes. Perhaps it's not the person that distributes, market, and all that. So that is
all these things are value chains in agriculture. So if you cannot go to the farm, you can sell, you can package, you can process. So these are the value chains in agriculture, and I believe the next administration will continue that.
Even the next administration, by God's grace, I'll be involved in next administration because even if I graduate, we have room for non-stakeholder forum. So as a stakeholder, because if I leave seat now, I will be an ex-officer or an stakeholder. So I will make sure the next administration sustains it, because that's why you see some of these grown men in NANS, because they are the stakeholder. They were once the state chairman or this. So they have to checkmate and mentor us that are stayed there. So that's it. So it will be sustained by God's grace.
Okay, so let's still talk about the summit, the day it's happening, where it's happening, what we are expecting, and then people you are expecting to be there. Apart from NANS, a member of that body, who else are you expected to be there as an invitee or invitees?
Okay, first of all, this is students program. We are not coming to talk to big men who are already established in the industry. Although they are coming to talk to us and say, okay, my children, students, youths, this is how we should do it. This is how it is done. So the major people we're expecting are the MD Dumo X. He will be there to talk to us. We also invited the director, Music Ventures, who we are partnering with to get a very good place, partner with them, incorporate students, make sure that the students who are within the school community participate. Also, we are partnering with the Faculty of Agriculture, UNIZIC, because it's their home, so we need to give them that honor. Then we're also working with the Naira Rice, partner with Naira Rice. He also invited for the program, and most especially the youths. They will be there. Just like the former speaker said, 50 students. Why we are working with that number is we have to start somewhere. It's just like get one, get two. You get one, these people will train these people, train, and that is why the project is continuous. So these people will come and talk to us and train us, empower students, grants. Even if it's loan, we are ready. And our students are ready. In UNIZIC now, they are happily hosting this event, and the faculty is 100% with us. Okay.
So where is it happening, the date, the time?
Okay, the event is happening at Anambra University Auditorium, Garba Square. That is in quotes, Garba Square. It's the auditorium by 11 a.m. and it's on 26th, that is tomorrow, being Friday.
Okay.
So at Anambra University, and the program it promises to be a very good one, an enlightening, educating, and as such empowering one, because we have siblings to give out and to mentor students. Just like I said, training and retraining, mentorship, and equipping the students.
Okay. Apart from this summit, summit that you people are organizing now, are there other sub-trainings that you, within the year, you'll continue giving people that maybe will come out and say that they are interested in agriculture? Apart from people in your department, I'm talking about other NANS members.
We are approaching farming season, and the state government has a lot of package in the agriculture, like the Fadama, IFAD, value chain, and flag off for farming season. So we will also key in those programs and projects of the state ministry. That's why we established our cooperative society, because some of those state government, you have to have an association or a cooperative to assess those things. So after the program tomorrow, that's what I say, is throughout this year, the program will still be running, because the mentorship, like after here now, we're going to the state commissioner for youth and sports, because they have, that's two youth, yes, and they have the part of the one that is done basically in agricultural sector. Yes. So we are going there from here now, and we are partnering with them also in this program to make sure that these students that are interested, they are being accommodated. Because when we went there before, we were saying that it's not for students, but now we have seen because some of us will graduate very soon. If you don't train or empower them, or teach them those skills. After school, they will be looking for white collar job. But
Join
if you train them
the
now,
market.
after then, they will just start up from there.
Yeah.
So that is it. We're on that, and we are making our effort to make sure that it is actualized.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Comrade TBK Neke, the chairman NANS Anambra State, and Comrade Christian Uzochukwu, coordinator NANS, for your time and, well,
thank you, sir.
Educating us. I'm still a youth, at least. You guys can accommodate us. On this note, we say our thank you, and we've come to the end of the program this morning on Good Morning Anambra on this Thursday. Chidima, any passing shot you have for us?
All right. Just before we go, I would like you, maybe to drop your final words to people that are watching us, students, or the people you're expecting to be part of this summit.
I want to charge the youth and the students to wake up from their slumber and embrace agriculture as a life-sustaining venture, because agriculture is the only venture that gives wealth to the nation, and only wealth it calls her own. So if we engage in it, I don't think you can ever be poor in your life. So thank you so very much, and remain blessed.
I like that line. If you
yes.
In it,
you can never be poor.
You can never be
poor.
Wow, that's a good one. And also, you, Christian.
Okay. The youths I'm talking to you now is an opportunity you need to grab. Agriculture is the best way to go. First of all, it makes you self-reliant. It gives you whatever you want. You don't need to look for a job. You employ yourself. You schedule yourself. You can even sack yourself at any time. So it's the way to go. And it will sustain and eradicate insecurity and also reduce the labor market. Just like Peter B will say, from production to consumption.
I hope you that also have a farm that you're willing to train any youth that comes your way and say that he's interested in what you're doing.
Sure.
Okay, because that's the way to go. Well, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you to both of you for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And my name is Chidima Orangwa. See you again tomorrow. Bye.